Someone at work told my boss I complain about compensation too much. Some bootlicker on my team went 2 levels above my head to tell my manager, my boss's boss, that I talk about compensation too much, that they're fine with their compensation, and me not being fine with mine is making them feel bad. So when I get pulled into a meeting with my manager and he tells me this, I say, I don't really know what else I'm supposed to do. All I can really do is have his solidarity with my coworkers. He goes off, says, if everyone were to unionize and strike tomorrow, we'd just hire all new people, and, if you're not satisfied with your comp, nothing's stopping you from getting another job. Tells me that if I don't have ideas on how to improve it, I shouldn't mention it to anybody but my boss, who wasn't involved in this discussion at all, and him. Once I said that I will still discuss compensation one-on-one with my coworkers. He said, I can't stop you from doing that, but I'm going to be honest. That's going to be a problem. Some more quotes. It's not like we're brushing it under the rug, there's many people at company being paid under market rate, there's nothing else I can do about compensation, it's not true that it hasn't improved. Shout out to the rat who probably makes more money than me anyway. Depending where you live, some of those comments might be legally murky, particularly any retaliation for discussing salary. I'm guessing you're in the US. I'm not. So check your local laws so you're ahead of the game when he starts next time. I thought there'd be stitches in this story. Disappointed. Ironic. Considering I quit my job by text, just asked who was worse, workplace snitch or wannabe manager. And I was one of the only people who said snitch because of this right here. You don't know who the snitch is. And that makes it hard. Because now you don't know when to watch for. Or if your boss doesn't have a bug in your office. Also, the fact that he's bragging about others being underpaid is basically his way of saying he refuses to fix systemic issues in the company. Leave. Get a better job. Sooner or later he'll be left with nothing but his little whiner babies who don't do much other than hypermonitor what others are doing. Then he'll be scratching his ass wondering, why are nothing get done? That's what happened at my toxic job. He kept his whiners on board and he's got virtually no people left now, and his second to last contract has been all but taken over by his boss. And we're all taking bets as to when he finally loses everything. P.S. If you all unionize officially, and he fires everybody, that's usually an illegal retaliation under the law. If you use MS Teams and did any complaining there in either written or spoken word, it can take key phrases and alert management, even when your mic is muted in the app, which is why I use a physical mute button and camera blocker. My wife used to have a coworker who would constantly say, I don't get paid enough for that, about basically everything. It got to the point where the negative attitude was a drag on everyone in the building. While I get where you're coming from, context is everything here. The person wasn't upset that you talked about comp. They were upset that you put a downer on their day. Learn to read the room. We all know pay isn't fair at a lot of jobs, but we still have to be there to get a paycheck. If someone was uncomfortable enough to go to the manager, I'm almost certain there were signs this person was uncomfortable during the conversation. It's frustrating, but some people aren't interested in the fight. They just want to have a pleasant day and go home. Now, if it's someone who was an active participant in the convoy and then went to the boss, that's pretty snaky. You should email him and clarify the conversation with all of the talking points he brought up. It's going to be a problem, in particular. Send a follow-up email going over the conversation detail by detail. Get clarification as to what the problem might be if you discuss wages further. Then report him to the doll in your state, and forward every one of his responses to you.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.